Good evening, everybody. Welcome, and if we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So we are here tonight to adopt a version of the budget that will then on the 27th, we sign a warrant tonight, whatever we decide tonight. And then on the 27th, right? 27th of May is when the district board meeting is, where we go through each section and the public has, the ability to be there and to vote on it with us. So that's happening on the 27th. So even though we will vote on something today, it's not over until the 27th, when whatever is voted on then actually will go to for folks to vote on in June. Also, just want to say this week it's Staff and Teacher Appreciation Week, and so I know all the schools are doing different activities and different things for their teachers and staff, and just want to say thank you to all the RSU1 staff. That's why we go through all this for the students and for the staff. We have an amazing staff, and I know, I can speak for the board. It's why we're all on the board, because we know we have such a great district that we work with, and appreciate everyone who works with and for RSU1 and all they do for the students. So thank you. All right, we're going to start with the public session where folks can come up and let us know your name and where you live. And we're going to try to keep it to about 3 minutes a person. So we're going to check that out, and not super hard and fast, but just, so we know about where people are. But we want everyone to have a chance to say what they'd like to say. So I'll invite people to come up now if you are so interested. Is that working? Okay, great. All right, Rue.
Good evening. I'll go first. Rue Dunn, 57 Green Street in Bath, parent of a graduate of Morse and a rising freshman. The last several times I've done this, I've told you the story of our continuing pleading for the retention of world languages, and thank you, I've now adopted that in middle school, and it's a mandate from the parents that hasn't yet been answered. I told you the story of my kids believing that I began learning Latin written on tablets, and of my early professional life, where I was abroad with a show and talked about a strawberry instead of a border that was black, and our eldest achieving the main certificate of biliteracy here at Morse, and Josephine scheduling French already for the next 4 years. I talked about RSU1's commitment to complete education, and without world languages, we are not teaching completely to the students. And I, wanted to expand something a little bit. At the city of Bath, where I'm a city councilor, and Saginaw County Budget, where I'm on the advisory committee, we've cut things this year that are big. I'm the guy who's trying to kill a trolley purchase, even though we love Charlie and Charlie the trolley. And to drive the trolley, you have to be named Charlie. But that's a physical thing. That's CapEx, and you guys have already cut your CapEx. I know, I'm aware of that. But we can buy the trolley another year. We're going to cross our fingers that the replacement transmission doesn't drop on this one. But if you eliminate world languages, that's a cohort of students. They're going to go at least a year, possibly 3 years, with no world languages. They carry that to Morse. You don't pick up and start at Morse as a freshman in high school with all the pressures and electives and choices in high school and proceed through. You're going to be graduating fewer people, fewer students with a foreign language ability. The bottom line, and I know that you understand this, and you were getting kind of close last time, but then you talked yourselves out of it again, is that we're talking about less than 0.5% of the total, forgive me, total business bottom line of the total budget, less than 0.5%. And I think it sets a really poor example for, as an employer, you can have a job, you can be onboarded, you can have moved through your, I'm going to use the wrong terms, probationary period into your permanent employment. And then we make not a trivial decision, because money is money, but an important decision to cut a piece of education. So I'm going to leave you with the thought that at this moment, I won't be able to vote to support the upcoming fiscal year budget without world languages. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rube. Anyone else like to come up?
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Leonard Burnham. I'm a freshman at Morse High School and a previous attendant of Bath Middle School, including Mr. Cross's class. I'm here to attempt to defend his position here, explaining that I think having a world language teacher, especially one as enjoyable as him, that strikes such an interest. I have many classmates that take French here specifically because they were inspired by him, that, you know, won't take any other language class. They will take French, and they speak amazingly because of him, especially in a country like America where the average citizen doesn't even fully speak English. It's so difficult to get students to be inspired this well to speak another language. Thank you.
Hello, I am Alden Piro, a student at Bath Middle School, and I've been taking Mr. Cross's class for 3 years, all of my years of attending Bath Middle School. And I would also like to defend his position in being employed here. And I think that he both, obviously, foreign language is an important class that I think we shouldn't get rid of in general, but also him in particular. He's an incredible teacher and just I think a very good person, and I think that he is maybe not underappreciated, but that he's very necessary to our school in general. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Braden Anger, and well, I'm a student at Bath Middle School, and I've been attending the French program for 3 years, and it's been very enticing. It's been a great program. I feel it's helped me learn a lot. And going into high school, I feel like I will take French and continue to go on with that, possibly even into college. That's all.
That's all right. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gabe Weathers, and I believe that Mr. Cross should stay in BMS, and because of him, I'm thinking about continuing French into high school, and he's really just been a great teacher in general, and I don't think that it would be, I just think getting rid of him wouldn't be as good as, I'm sorry. I'm bad with people.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine. You're doing fine. Thank you. Anyone else? No, thank you all. It means a lot, and thank you for coming up and speaking. If that's it for the public session, if no one else is coming up, we'll continue. No, we really appreciate you coming out, all the students, everybody. Thank you. The 5.0. So before we do this, we're going to do, you see on your agenda, 5.0 is the adoption of the school budget as it is. Before that, we want to make sure this is what people want. So I want to make sure the board has a chance to weigh in and discuss if this is what we want, or if you want to do anything else or change anything else. And that will be separate from the elimination of positions, which is something else. So before we get a motion, I'd just like to hear from the board if anyone has comments, concerns. People have thought things through. They want to change what's on here, or you know where we're at. You know what this is. It's not that everybody wants to do it, but it's where we are financially. There's a lot of uncertainty still, and I think that's how we came to this place where we tried to manage what we can afford and where we are. So is there any discussion before we get to an adoption motion? No? Yes? No? No? Okay. Then if that's where we are, I think Kurt, this is for the adoption. Go ahead.
Yeah, I move to adopt the 25-26 proposed budget in the amount of $45,475,717.
And do I have a second? I'll second. Megan will second it. Any further discussion regarding the budget? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. It passes with one opposition. And then the second piece is going to be we have a list. So in part of this, in moving people around, people retiring, all of these things, there's a small list of positions that we have to officially eliminate in order to do this, which is on here. So if you want to read, why don't you read it? Okay, read through it.
So again, this is positions, not people. And so the positions to be voted on tonight for elimination would be at Morse High School, English teacher and Ed Tech 2 and special ed. Woolwich would be a foreign language position and 2 Ed Tech 2 positions in special ed. Bath Middle School would be 2 classroom teaching positions, 1 foreign language position, and Ed Tech 2 special education. Dyke Newell School would be a classroom position, and district-wide would be a technology integrator.
And then Megan, if you have
Yes, I move to eliminate the positions presented to us due to local conditions as part of the fiscal year 26 budget process.
Okay, may I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Jamie will second it. Any further discussion regarding this? No? Okay, all in favor? And opposed? Okay, thank you, Patty. It passes. And now, so 6.0, we move on to vote to call and approve the warrants for the fiscal year 2026 school budget.
I move that the vote entitled Vote to Call and Approve the Warrants for the Budget Meeting and the Budget Validation Referendum and to authorize the notice of amounts adopted be approved in form presented to this meeting and that a copy of said vote be included with the minutes of this meeting. Voted that the warrant for the Regional School Unit Number 1, the Regional School Unit, budget meeting presented to the meeting be approved and that a regional school unit budget meeting be called for May 27th, 2025 for the purpose of voting on the annual budget for the regional school unit for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. That the warrant and notice of election for the regional school unit budget valid referendum presented to the meeting be approved, and that a regional school unit budget valid referendum be called for June 10th, 2025 for the purpose of approving the budget adopted at the regional school unit budget meeting for the 2025-2026 fiscal year, and that the form of notice of amounts adopted at budget meeting presented to this meeting be approved, and that the superintendent of schools of the regional school unit be authorized and directed to complete said notice in accordance with the regional school unit budget meeting on May 27th, 2025, and to cause copies of said notice as completed to be delivered to the municipal clerks of each municipality of the regional school unit for posting at the polling places for the June 10th, 2025 regional school unit budget validation referendum.
Okay, and may I have a second? Megan will second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? No? Okay. All right, that passes. And that really is our business today. I need everybody to stay after to sign for the warrants. And again, I just want to emphasize while we have a board meeting on, what is that, the 19th? Is our next board meeting, because the normal Monday would actually be Memorial Day, so we're not doing that, obviously. It will be that day after Memorial Day, the 27th, when we have each, we have to vote on each section. That's not the right word. What's the right word? Article. Thank you. That'll be each article, at which point when you have everyone from the district showing up, everybody votes. So that's when sometimes things change or get modified. And then however that ends up on the 27th, that would then move on for the vote in June. And, for the public to vote to pass the budget. You have a question? The time on the 27th, isn't it usually 6? Yeah. Yeah, right, sure, 6 o'clock. And I'm guessing that one will be in the theater, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be here in Morse in the theater, 6 o'clock. Yeah, thank you for the clarification. So if there are no further questions, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Thank you all for coming, and thank you. I know how difficult this is. Every budget year is tough, and we're going to keep up with the process. So thank you all.